So there's the way the best players putt and there's the way that we putt. So whenever I play with people on the golf course or give a putting lesson, there's a distinct difference between the best putters and everyone else really. So what is the key thing? I want to share with you today the key thing that you can do very quickly with not a lot of work or effort to really transform how you putt, particularly short putts. So the big difference for me is how this wrist and arm work through impact. So poor putters will tend to do this a lot. And sometimes if the stroke is so poor, that will make them putt better. But generally speaking, what we're looking for is obviously a much more solid wrist with some release. So I'm going to share with you a quick training aid you can use today that's going to really make a big difference to your putting in under 5 minutes. So what I've got here is what's called the quiet hands. Okay, and it's simply a bit of plastic with a T-peg put in it and a T-peg there to get it into the shaft. Now you can put a bit of blue tack on your putter and put the T-peg exactly the same way I'm going to do today. So again, it's going to cost you literally pence. What we're looking for is basically at a rest to get this T-peg to be resting against our lead forearm. And then in the stroke, that doesn't lose contact. Okay? Now, you might say, if I do this with my stroke, I'm going to miss it to the right because I'm not releasing the putter head. And I'd say, yep, I can go with that. We obviously want to feel when we hit a stroke, the putter's working on an arc, so it's coming back in, and there is some rotation, but we still want this T-peg to stay on the arm. So, very much so, I agree with you. We want to make sure this putter works on the arc, and what we're going to do to make sure it does that is put a secondary ball here. If I draw a straight line there through, I want to make sure I can just miss that ball by keeping that stroke in a straight line, and then I want to keep this tee on my forearm. So set-wise, slight bit of forward lean, slight bit of pressure on the lead foot. Don't lose contact with the tee. Keep those hands solid to make sure you can control how you strike the putt every time and deliver the correct loft. If we end up with the hands going backwards, we deliver more loft and we generally hit the ball more in the bottom part of the face. Doing both those things will make the ball skid and jump more. So getting this solid hand action and arm action through the ball on the arc with some natural release is going to make sure we can hit straight putts, start them on line, and get much more consistent with our distance control for those longer putts. So do this for 5 minutes with a bit of blue tack and a T-peg, or buy this device. It's about £2.50 this device is, or £3 this device is to buy it from a source I get it from, and I'll link it down below. And that will help your putting no end.